Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Of on screen. We're free. We're free.
I only did it once, and I wasn't quite as squeaky as you.
Oh, but I am.
You're milking it. You're milking it.
That's right. Hello,
milking it.
captains. Yeah, you see, I'm peeking. I can hear it. I can hear it in my microphone.
You peaky?
It's better than like last week when you were
mumbly.
Yeah, you were mumbling and like not even clear. So
well, hopefully this will still work out for everybody. But anyway,
yeah.
Hello, captains, and welcome to episode 493 of Priority 1. Hello, Kat. Welcome back.
Hello.
Brilliant timing.
Hopefully the system reboot will have fixed all the craziness. But hello. It is Inauguration Eve here in the United States, and we're all excited about tomorrow. It's a new dawn. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's what we're singing about. So yeah. How you guys doing? How was your week? Good overall? Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Everyone loves a 3-day weekend, right?
That's right.
Everybody loves a 3-day weekend. Yes.
You'd
absolutely.
like, I wish I could get a 3-day weekend every week. Would be real cool.
Let's just all move to France.
Okay.
Because I think they do that there.
4-day weeks.
I think so.
If I go anywhere, I'm going to Spain. Give me my siesta.
Siestas? You want a siesta?
I have a friend though. He works his 40 hours in 3 days, and so he has a 3-day week.
3 12s?
Yeah, that's a lot, but
I do
that'd be
4
cool.
10s. I'd do 4 10s.
Yeah, 4 10s are okay. There's no way I could do 3 12s.
Man, I do 5 12s. What the heck?
Wow.
You do?
Who the hell do you work for?
Department of Homeland Security.
AJ Biega.
Oh, well, you get overtime.
3-day weeks in New
Yeah,
Zealand.
that's true.
Yeah.
Really? You get 3-day weeks in New Zealand? Let's go there.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's the other place that I would go to. Is if
Yeah, let's go to New
Absolutely.
Zealand. They have the Hobbit
United
place.
States, I'd go to New Zealand.
They've got a competent prime minister, which is great.
Very
And
much
they-
so. Yeah, very much so.
And they have a part of an ocean between them and all the poisonous things in Australia.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like they've got all the cool things about Australia, but without the things that will murder you in your sleep.
Nice.
Well, speaking of the chat, a big shout out to those of you who have already begun joining us. Hatsuni, Amiku, hello. Tracy Lee Coco, what's up?
Hi, Tracy.
Heyo.
Jamal, Peter Archibald. I think I saw David K. Rutley up there. And don't forget, if for actually 2 of our patrons are here now. If you haven't checked already, I shared the link to After Hours for tonight after we're done with the live stream. So if you're a patron at our $10 and up level, after this show, we take a quick break, but at around 11 o'clock, we'll start After Hours and discuss we're going back to the animated series. I didn't realize that we were in season 2 already of the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either.
Now we're talking with
Yeah.
Bam.
But that was awesome last week when Lawrence joined us, and
Yeah.
that was great.
That
Thanks,
was, that's
Lawrence.
cool. Yeah. He's a cool guy.
You can
All
come
right.
back sometime.
Why
Yeah,
don't we jump in, and I'm gonna turn off the heater now.
Oh, if you hear my fans going off, that's my computer. I have a new case on it, so
Ah, all right.
so if it sounds like something's taking off, it's my computer.
Way not to consider noise levels, noise decibels.
Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Audio Editor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going to start recording. I'll take it from the top.
Wayne's World.
Party time. Excellent.
Intro in 3, 2. This week on episode 493 of Priority One, we trek out several interviews happening around the Trekverse. Star Trek Online gears up for its 11th anniversary celebrations, while other mobile games spin up their own Trek-themed celebrations. And Dr. Robert Hurt explains why space is darker than we thought. Much darker. Okay. Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 493 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded live on Tuesday, January 19th, 2021, and available for download or streaming on Friday, January 22nd at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
I'm Tony.
And in our live stream booth is our live stream technician, Brandon.
Hey guys.
What's up, live stream, Brandon?
Hi.
Hello.
Did I say live stream, Brandon?
Yeah.
No, but you should have.
Yeah, live stream Brandon. I
Did
can
I say
deal with
live
that.
stream technician, Brandon, or did I say live stream?
No,
Brandon?
no, you said live stream booth. Here's our live stream technician, and then you didn't say live stream Brandon. And I thought that was I thought that was a missed opportunity. Really,
I see.
Hey, I can be live stream Brandon. That's
he's
cool.
live stream Brandon. It's his new nickname.
Yeah, there you go.
Should I go on now? Is that enough
I
banter?
think so, yeah.
Sufficient banter.
The joke went over my head, and I have to explain a joke. It's just not that funny.
No, explaining jokes is the best. Everyone loves that. Everyone thinks that's the best. Captains each and every week between episodes, we love to engage in conversations with you, our listeners, on places like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you aren't already following us on any of those, be sure to look us up. There we post things like community questions, special announcements, and more. Just search for Priority One Podcast on your favorite social media app, and you will find us. Or email us. You can reach us at incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
You know, I'm a part of a couple of podcasting community groups on Facebook and whatnot, and I've had friends approach me asking me to kind of explain to them podcasting in 30 seconds or less because they're all interested in getting into podcasting. And one of the first questions in any of these communities or in any of the conversations I have had with friends is, and how do I make money? Exactly.
I want to know that question myself.
Wait. Do you laugh in their face, or do you just give them a sad look?
It's a combination of both.
A combination. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But here's the thing: is that, truth be told, if you're going into podcasting, you shouldn't be going into it thinking you're going to be able to quit your day job. Podcasting should start as a hobby. Podcasting for you should start because you're passionate about a topic that you want to discuss. For us, it's Star Trek. And Priority One is built on a community of talented volunteers who donate their time each and every week to help us produce this show you've come to expect. Unfortunately, it's not free to produce a podcast. Tony, do the Patreon thing. Man.
Okay, do a Patreon thing? Okay.
I set you up by saying it's not free to do a podcast.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. So now it's up to me to make the pitch. And that's where you come in, dear listeners. We know not everybody is in a position to make a financial contribution, but if you are, please consider helping us bring a little bit of Star Trek to everybody each week. At the $10 level, you'll not only get the show that we give away to everybody because we love to make it, but you'll also get our special secondary podcast, and it is a secondary podcast. Let's not mince words here. We don't edit it. It's all raw. There's no level balancing and nifty bumpers. You just get what comes out of our mouth.
And there's nifty bumpers. There's just
there
no
are?
segment. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't produce. I don't
Wow.
just toss out nonsense.
Wow.
Tony.
Even
our
our
patrons.
Even our backup stuff is awesome, guys. That's how we roll here at Priority One Podcast. So
Plus,
if you
there's
think-
cursing. Oh, bonus.
yes, there's the extra bonus. So at just $10 a month, you get access to that second show, and you help bring our show to everybody else so that they can listen free of charge because this is a labor of love. And scene.
Wait,
And
still.
scene.
And scene.
The most important thing. Actually, Kat, why don't you pick up this point right here? Let's all captains.
Okay. Also, captains, it's time to inject some new life into the show by adding a new voice into the mix. All right. As this new year begins, it's important that we talk the talk for some important causes, and now it's time to walk the walk and make changes to the show that reflect our commitment to the inclusivity.
To inclusivity, not the inclusivity.
Well, it should be all right, hold on. I knew I was going to screw up that whole thing, and I'm going to have to start
You
over.
can say and now. I think you can take it from and now.
Yeah.
And now?
Sorry.
Brandon, no backseat directing.
Sorry. Hey, easy there, live stream. Take it easy. Back off there, live stream. Take about 20% off. Live stream.
Oh, so you want me to stop streaming now? No.
No. I'm just calling you by your new nickname. You got to get.
I will do it. I will stop streaming now.
We got to break in a new nickname. That's all we're doing.
And now it's time to walk the walk and make changes to the show that reflect our commitment to inclusivity. We're looking for a new host to join us each week to talk about the latest and greatest from... We're looking for a new host to join us each week to talk about the latest and greatest from the Star Trek multiverse. So if you've got a lot to say and think you've got what it takes to verbally spar with the three of us, now's your chance to throw your hat in the ring.
Captains, for more information on how you can join the Priority One podcast family, visit PriorityOnePodcast.com and click on Join the Crew at the top of the page. Tony, sweep us up.
Okay. Now let's check out the latest news from the Star Trek multiverse.
All right. Check it out. Ended at 6:45.
Or intro did. We'll start
Intro,
checking it out.
Intro. Ended at 6:45. Thank you, Dave. Dave has been a long time patron. Thank you so very much. I put the link there in the chat for people to check it out. Things that we didn't say in the intro is also whenever there are interviews, I try to release those early as long as they're not embargoed. Looking at you, Star Trek Online. But at least I'll get them early. Like for instance, if they're embargoed till Friday, then I'll publish them on Thursday night at midnight or 3 a.m. whatever. Yeah. So, and then when I go to conventions or any of us go to conventions and we get little codes for things and tchotchkes and
We collect
Conventions.
doodads.
Doodads.
What are those?
conventions. Hopefully we'll be.
You remember
Actually,
conventions?
So
Ah.
Olden days.
speaking of
People go
conventions-
there.
Speaking of conventions, Creation has been putting their feelers out for potential panels, and I threw our hat in the ring, and we'll see what happens.
Wow. Okay. Sweet.
So they're going to have a thing? They're gonna have a thing.
No, oh, they're planning on having a convention. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
alright.
not an official Star Trek convention anymore. Now it's the
Creation
voyages,
convention.
the continuing voyages of something. I don't know what they're calling it, but
Conventions got broken last year. That's just that is a thing. Everyone's gonna have to reinvent themselves next year.
Is
All
that
right.
3 stars out of 5 for the intro? Yeah, pretty much. Dave Rowley says, "Is that 3 stars out of 5 for the intro?" He and I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." So
all right, let's jump in to Trek It Out, shall we? We are at 8:50, please, for trekking it out.
Hold on, I'm time stamping. I
Thank
can't
you.
multitask.
All right, Trek It Out in 3, 2.
With Picard now starting to film its second season in just a few weeks, many of us are eager to learn. Oh, I just screwed that up. Many of us are eager to learn
Take it
about.
from the top, please.
Damn it. With Picard now starting to film its second season in just a few weeks, many of us are eager to learn about who of the OG TNG cast might make an appearance. We've already seen Brent Spiner reprise his role as Data. Our hearts were warmed by Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis reprising their roles. What about Gates McFadden, LeVar Burton, Michael Dorn? Well, we've got an update from Mr. Dorn via an interview with the podcast Literary Joe's Inner Child. In the short segment of the podcast, which is under 7 minutes, Dorn pulls no punches when expressing his disdain for the makeup process. But when asked about reprising his role or appearing in Picard, Dorn had this to say.
Can you play it, Brendan? No, right? You didn't get it.
oh, sorry.
That's fine. Long story short, we're gonna summarize this for y'all who are live. No. that's in summation.
It's only 7 minutes, right?
No, don't play the whole thing. No.
Okay,
yeah, I'm fine. We're fine.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. Are we at a point where we're ready to discuss?
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
go ahead.
Go ahead and play the clip, or go ahead and
No,
discuss.
go ahead and discuss.
Okay. You mean? Wait a minute. You mean after he complains about getting into the makeup, he's not going to get into the makeup again? I mean, okay,
That's
that makes
shocking.
sense. I mean,
Oh, wait. Yeah.
that kind of follows, doesn't it? Yeah.
I have a little bit of beef with Michael Dorn, and I've never shied away from saying it on the show. It just, he doesn't seem like an actor's actor to me. Like, it just, whenever he's on stage, he'll find a way to inject that, hey, it was just a job, and like any other job. And I of course I understand that, as an actor, your job is to go from gig to gig, and in many cases you forget, what you did 5 years ago. But when you're going to conventions and you're getting paid by fans and the convention to attend, I mean, it'd be nice to at least act a little that you love what you did.
I had the idea, it would be awesome if he ever was going to reprise his role. It would be a good video game. That way he could avoid the makeup.
Well, he did in Star Trek Online.
Well,
and
yeah,
Mass Effect 2.
he was? I didn't know that.
Well, he
Well,
wasn't
anyway.
really-
Hey, he
But-
played the Krogan. You get to punch later on.
Well, he could do a Worf video game if he wanted a Captain Worf, thing, which
Right.
would be amazing.
It might be okay. I mean, there were a couple spots when he did the Solanae Dyson Sphere. I think that was his.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple spots in there where he was like, here's another Worf
You
line.
can, yes, you can kind
kinda
of tell he
toss-
was phoning it in. Yes.
There was. I mean, it was good. I mean, it was good to hear Worf's voice, and of course the writers did a good job of like making Worf talk like Worf. But there were a couple spots in there he was just like, oh yeah, that's a Worfism. Here we
Yeah.
go.
He definitely wasn't a J.G. Hertzler or a Reka Sharma.
No.
He
Yes.
wasn't like that. He didn't perform
No.
like that.
No.
So,
Sonequa Martin
Or
Green.
Sonequa Martin Green or Anthony or any of the other ones. Name any voice actor who's been on Star Trek Online and they delivered it with more dedication and gusto than Mr. Dorn. And
All of
I
That was way early. Like, way early.
It
Pretty
wasn't
early.
Solanae was already like 5
It's like
years
middle.
into Star Trek
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
5 or 6
Yeah,
episodes.
Tim Rust. I think Tim Rust was already in.
Yep.
And
All right. Okay. And Denise
uh,
Crosby, her stuff's
yeah.
Denise
great.
Crosby was already in. I mean, he wasn't the first.
Right.
There were already some people who set the bar.
Yep.
And the bar was the bar was. I
I
mean,
mean, it
solidly
opens
high.
with Nimoy. Come on, the bar's already like.
The bar's high.
Yes.
It's
Bar's
really high.
Bar's high.
So,
Well-
how far along is season 2 of Picard? Well, Sir Patrick Stewart tells us in an tells us after I mature and finish going through puberty. So, how far along is season 2 of Picard? Well, Sir Patrick Stewart tells us in an interview posted on January 11th, 2021 by goldderby.com that, quote, I've got the first 5 scripts of the show and different drafts of those scripts. Oh, no. I spent hours every day with them. So even though getting a production rolling during a pandemic is a whole new oh, that's an end quote.
Oh no, I forgot. Sorry. Damn it.
I spend hours every day with them. End quote. So even though getting a production rolling during a pandemic is a whole new experience, Stewart has been keeping himself busy writing his memoirs, reciting Shakespeare's sonnets, watching Schitt's Creek, and putting together jigsaw puzzles, according to him. He says, how about you talk about that instead of quoting it? Me quoting it.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, so discuss.
And action.
I just think it's adorable because he and his wife are sitting around watching Schitt's Creek. He's reading sonnets, getting all dressed up or not, playing with the dogs, and then doing puzzles together. How cute is that?
Let me ask you something, guys. When you guys build a puzzle, do you just immediately tear it apart again and throw it back in the box?
No, you let it sit out and look at it.
No, my wife lets it sit out for weeks.
Oh man!
And then stuff gets put on top of it, and bits of it fall off, and the cat gets after it.
You
All
just take it apart after it's done. The second,
no. I have a problem with puzzles, and I hope that Sir Patrick has the same problem, and that instead of tearing them apart and crumbling them back down into pieces, he hangs them up in a frame.
We've done that to a couple, and they don't last. The glue falls apart on it or whatever. I mentioned the cats. Yeah, it's there's just no good solution there.
All right, Tony, why don't you take this next one?
Now that Discovery Season 3 is wrapped, StarTrek.com recapped some recent in-depth conversations with some of our favorite Discovery characters. The first was our absolute favorite, Mary Wiseman, and although the audio glitched during her interview, thanks to an enterprising YouTuber who can read lips, it was later confirmed that Wiseman said she was not straight. When asked for confirmation, she said, quote, I did say this, it's not a big deal at all. I just didn't want to say I'm straight when I'm not. Before Noah, Averbach Katz, Wiseman's husband, who played Rin the Andorian, I dated and loved people of all genders. I never liked it when straight-presenting women dominated conversations about bisexuality, pansexuality when I was with women, so I try not to do it now, but I also don't want it to feel like I'm hiding anything because I'm queer and proud, end quote. Wiseman goes on to deliver a personal message to fans who defended her on social media when she fell victim to online bullying and body shaming, saying, quote, I just want to say that all the people who step in to back me up like that, your presence is like little angels blocking out those trolls.
Blocking out these little trolls.
Got it. Blocking out these little trolls. It means something to me. I see those things and they hurt me because I'm a person. I'm a human being, and to have somebody step in and defend you is really meaningful, end quote. Next, Anthony Rapp gushes about his co-star, Blue Del Barrio, saying, quote, they're so incredible already and with no experience in Serena in training and acting experience.
Wait, this is about Wait. So this is an interview with Mary Wiseman. Okay, let's cut
So
this.
it's like a,
Oh,
it's like a amalgamation of just going through what they've been up to. It actually wasn't a very in-depth interview. It was just hey, I talked to these people at this point, and here's what they said.
Okay.
So
Well, let's
change
just cut
voices.
this part, and then Kat, why don't you lead the discussion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, which discussion? Mary Wiseman and how awesome she is, and that.
That's a good place to start. There you go.
I just love the story of her husband and her being able to act together in this season, knowing that his whole family is complete Trekkies, and he's got pictures of himself growing up in Trek outfits, and it's just so awesome.
And then they killed him.
Yeah, but that just means he can come back as a different character.
I guess that's true. He can pull a Jeff Combs.
Yes.
Yeah, he can come back in a different set of makeup, or no makeup at all.
Right.
Yeah, see there.
Or yeah, all of that. She's just so delightful, and I hate that she's getting bullied online or body shamed because people don't do that.
Yeah, it's. I would definitely like form a line, a protection circle around Mary Wiseman at a convention if I had to. Like she's just she's such a talented actress. She's a great craftsman, and she's just genuine, right? Whether she's doing an interview, whether she was on stage at Paley Fest, for instance, she's just a very genuine human being, and I mean, good on her for being honest to the public and not being afraid or ashamed in any way, shape, or form, and keep on keeping on.
They just better wrap up the series with her in the captain's chair. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Go ahead, Tom.
I want to read the last one, so somebody else, can you have somebody else take the next one?
All right, Kat.
I thought that was the last one.
No.
Okay.
No. That's right, because this one Kat will want to talk about. That's why I want to read it.
Okay, right. Our last interview, although not specifically Star Trek related, does touch on one of Star Trek's greatest films, Galaxy Quest. Now, for several years, there have been rumblings and rumors about a potential sequel to the film, or perhaps a small screen adaptation. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Tim Allen was asked about the status of the film, replying, quote, "I haven't reached out to anybody in the last week, but we talk about it all the time. There's constantly a little flicker of What? Oh. There is constantly a little flicker of a butane torch that we could reboot it if..." Okay.
He ends the sentence with a preposition. It's just uncouth.
It's awkward. All right. Tim Allen. All right. There's constantly a little flicker of a butane torch that we could reboot it without giving too much away. A member of Allen with.
There is constantly a little flicker of butane torch that we could reboot it with.
Okay.
Again, ending the sentence with a preposition. Barbarism.
This is why
Hello, John.
There is constantly a little flicker of a butane torch that we could reboot it with. Without giving too much away, a member of Alan's Galaxy Quest family could step in and the idea would still work, end quote.
So it's just Galaxy Quest is such a treasure. It really is a treasure. And
it's up there with Princess Bride.
Yes, yeah. And again, one of my favorite Star Trek movies. And I like the idea that they are tossing around with the script. So originally, the draft script that he was talking about in this interview was supposed to be about the two of them. Was supposed to be about Taggart and what's the character's name? Shit. By Grabthar's hammer. God damn, what's his name? The alien.
Dr. Balthazar. Dr. Balthazar.
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, mine is blank.
It's Alan Rickman. It's just Alan Rickman.
Rickman.
So I really love this idea because, I really love the interview because he talks a little bit about what the draft script was about, and it was a kind of like a movie dedicated to Spock and Kirk, except it would be Taggart and Dr. Balthazar. So I would have loved that kind of adventure, right? Because we Spock and Kirk don't really develop that relationship, that intimacy until the films, or actually the animated series, right, where they start to joke a little more. As a matter of fact, in the episode Bem, season 2 of the animated series, there's quite a bit of back and forth between the two of them that you don't really get until the films. So in this Galaxy Quest franchise world, I think I would have enjoyed that movie. But Alan tosses around the idea that, because Alan Rickman has passed, they can't recast the role, but they could do something a la J.J. Kelvin. So what ends up happening is that they go through some wormhole at light speed, time dilation, blah, 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 and it's a younger crew aboard the NSEA Protector. So I don't know. I might dig that. I might also appreciate a script like that.
They could just put Rainn Wilson in.
Yeah.
Because Rainn Wilson was one of those alien guys that
Yes,
I idolized him. So yeah, they could just have Rainn Wilson take over.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Amazon Prime television series that they were working on.
It's Hollywood, you know.
I know, and everything probably came to a screeching halt with.
Everyone takes a
COVID,
meeting with
so.
everybody. Blah blah. Yeah. Well, longtime listeners of the show may remember the glory days of the early to mid-teens, when there were literally dozens of fan film productions of Star Trek stories, spanning the timelines from post-Enterprise, pre-Federation, all the way to post-Nemesis, pre-JJ-verse. The quality bar that each show cleared was as varied as the eras they were set in. I'm going to give you a minute to sit with that one. Okay, so, but some of the highest quality efforts belong to James Cawley's New Voyages and Phase 2 productions, and until certain lawsuits were filed, they were busy filming and editing new episodes. Unfortunately, CBS's fan production guidelines, which were released in 2016, basically killed productions like Cawley's. However, one of these productions, a TOS prequel named appropriately Origins, subtitled The Protracted Man, just escaped into the wild. And I say escaped because to say it was released would be a gross overstatement. There are effects shots missing, and we know this because there are little cards telling you what you should be seeing. Sound is sometimes iffy, and the whole thing is squashed horizontally. It's very clearly not a finished product. According to the article at fanfilmfactor.com, these two files containing the rough cut were up on YouTube temporarily and then taken down. However, while it was online, the movies were downloaded and then reposted anonymously. Even short-time listeners of the show will know that Kat is now rolling to a slow boil on the intellectual property problems all this implies, and we'll certainly get to those, but there's a little more to the story. One of the screenwriters, Trek novelist Dave Gallanter, recently died of cancer. Mr. Gallanter had worked on several of the Phase 2 projects, and this one, co-written with Tribble creator David Gerrold, may have been liberated as a final farewell to a cherished member of the old crew. So, as we are about to discuss, why listeners, this is illegal, maybe the proper answer is, now don't be a prig. A link to the article, but not directly to the clips, will be in our show notes.
If this is an honor, if this is an honor of the novelist Dave Gallanter, I think Cawley has earned some points with CBS. I mean, after all, the set is now an official licensed CBS museum, right? The set tour in Ticonderoga where he was filming these things is now part of the CBS intellectual property in one way, shape, or form. So, good on them. I've always found it difficult to get into fan films, and although there was a time that I was excited for one particular fan film because the production quality seemed pretty high and it was a story that I was invested in, it turns out that when people start to get a little greedy, it ruins it for everyone.
It ruins it for everyone.
So
yes, it does.
So here we are now. James Cawley was working on these projects. Vic Mignogna down in Georgia was doing his. There were all of these very long format fan films that were high production value had to come to a screeching halt. So, I don't know. I don't know what would have been more acceptable, releasing these, as oops, quote unquote, or maybe a table read. Like, what are the, can CBS get them in trouble for a table read that they film or record as a podcast or something?
CBS get them in trouble for whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, again, it comes down to money. How much commercial value, do you have writing on it? Is it worth it for them to fight it? Could you just send a cease and desist? But it is really unfortunate that, the kibosh got put on a lot of these projects because of that certain, unnamed You
Why?
know,
Name him.
I mean,
he who shall not be named.
well,
You know
I
what
mean,
he did.
they didn't even have fan production guidelines before any of that because most people were cool about it,
Right.
you know, and weren't trying
Alec.
to like, you know, really have their own fancy production and you know, take over the IP basically.
And
Yeah,
that's why.
so they
And
had to
that
do it. CBS had to do it.
they had
They
to. Right?
had no other choice to protect their IP. They had to lay down guidelines, and you know, it's unfortunate because you were getting a lot of really cool stories and things you wouldn't see from an official production.
And I think that's why this thing, strictly speaking, that what they've got is not compliant with their guidelines. 15 minutes only, no continuing stories, that kind of stuff. It's they have a lot of named characters like Pike and Kirk and Spock and Cadet Finney and like all. So I mean, this one runs afoul of just about every guideline they put. But on the other hand, it's not polished. No one is going to mistake this for a CBS sanctioned uh, production in the format that it's in right now. And it seems like it was an oopsie. Or my pet theory is somebody wanted dad or sons or cousins last work because they thought they'd like to have something to remember the guy by, or like a piece of it for some sort of memorial service reel or something. And he put it up for a couple of days. Someone scraped it and made off with it. I don't think anyone needs to hold Colley responsible for it.
Yeah,
And
unless it can be direct. I mean, if they're even that serious about pursuing
don't.
this, which it doesn't seem like. I mean, it's down.
yeah.
It's not
it's
making any
it's
money.
still out there, but it's not. Yeah, don't be a prig.
Well, Captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming. 3015, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, because you know why I don't want to say his name, because he also doesn't like. There's no reason to bring attention to him. Like that's the other thing too. Is like,
He knows what he's done.
of
He
course he
knows
knows.
what he did.
I don't know that he knows what he's done.
Wait, who's that again? Just
Nobody I want to say.
he who shall not be named.
Either shall not be. I'll tell you behind the scenes.
Oh, you can like type it in Discord, and I'll just.
I
look
will.
at it. Okay.
A real prig.
Hey! Keep it narrow. Live stream. Come on. Keep your head in the game.
Keep it PG-13. Okay, gotcha.
That's right.
Keep
Live
your
stream.
hand
Keep
behind the game.
eyes on the ball. Eyes on the ball. Live stream.
Okay, I'm still live streaming.
I got to break a new nickname. We have to repeat it 2 or 3 times just to make sure that it gets broken in, like a nice shoe, like a nice new shoe.
Take the first one. Tony, you take the second one.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Cat, you take this one. I think that's it for gaming. Nope.
I like how he gives directions like he's talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the challenge of making this show.
All right,
Mhm.
3045, 3145, please. 3145 for gaming. Gaming in 3, 2. Finally, putting an end to our breathless anticipation. Cryptic released a new. I just bit my tongue.
No.
Your tongue didn't catch up with the rest of your face. It was the
No.
break, the hard break there.
Was the tongue in anticipation too?
Yes.
It was in the wrong place, at the wrong time.
I wonder if you'll be able to hear the moment that I bit my tongue. Like if you hear like that. All right. Gaming in 3, 2. Finally putting an end to our breathless anticipation.
Wait for it.
Cryptic released a new blog to announce some details of the upcoming 11th anniversary event. This year's event is scheduled to kick off for PC players on January 26th. This year's event is scheduled to kick off for PC players on January 26th and will wrap up on February 25th. As with other recent news, players will collect daily progress points through missions.
Hold on.
Recent
You said news, not events.
As with our recent events, players will collect daily
not our.
As with other recent events, players will collect daily progress points through missions, task force operations, and patrols. Upon the collection of 40 progress points, players will receive the brand new account unlocked Tamir class Alliance Raider. Is it Temer or Tamir?
Thought it was Tamir.
Tamir, you.
I like it. Tamir.
Get over here. Come here, you.
Players will receive the brand new account unlocked Tamir class Alliance Raider. Now, no stats are available for the new ship yet, at least as of this recording, but it's a Klingon-Romulan hybrid raider carrying on the spirit of the recent Kittimer class. And as always, the anniversary event brings us those sweet, sweet Omega tech upgrades. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Are you playing Frogger?
Bleep, bleep,
Oh,
bleep,
Omega game. Oh my god. That's why you turn the sound off.
I'm already
Yes.
having some PTSD from my last 9 years.
It's hypnotizing though once
It
you
is,
start
though. It is,
doing
though.
it. Oh my
I
god.
just zone out. Anyway. So get ready to get busy collecting Omega traces, captains. Let me deliver that again. So get ready to get busy collecting Omega traces, captains.
Yeah. That ship looks real cool. I'm kind of excited about that ship.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the look of that ship too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm
cool
usually
looking.
not a fan. I'm usually not a fan of their anniversary ships. They just seem kind of like, okay, that's fine. But that is a fun looking ship. It does
is.
look good. It looks a good
Yeah.
looking ship.
You know,
I'm
it's fun.
definitely getting that ship.
And that's fine. I don't want to say that. Yeah, I might actually try to go in and get that ship.
You should get some upgrades.
Now,
Play
well,
the
here's the thing, though, now,
game.
right, is that they changed the Omega particle traces last year, right? So you can no longer, even if you collect a bunch of the traces, you can no longer trade them.
Worst decision ever.
Yeah, you have to.
Ever.
Yeah.
The whole
Because-
Omega process now is on your own. You are on your own, kiddos.
Yes. This is true. Yeah, what you collect, you keep. You can't sell them unless you have, I guess, the old kind on the exchange.
All right, let's move on to the next.
The anniversary event also means that if you're like us, you're probably most excited by the imminent arrival of brand new story content. They do listen to our show. Good for them. In another blog release this week, Ambassador Kale announced 2 forthcoming new missions with contributions from 2 new stars. The new missions are called Knowledge is Power and Leap of Faith, and they'll take us back to the Klingon monastery on the planet Bereth. Visited by Captain Pike on Star Trek Discovery, the monastery is home to the mysterious and powerful time crystals. Kale's blog has teased that Boreth's secrets will bring about a new era for Star Trek Online's Klingons, and it will be up to the players to pursue them. That means meeting with Tenavik, the guardian of the time crystals. On Discovery, Tenavik was played by Kenneth Mitchell. He was originally going to reprise the role for Star Trek Online, but unfortunate circumstances, prevented him from doing that. Instead, he's personally chosen...
We don't know that they're unfortunate. It's not good to...
Okay. We don't know that they're unfortunate, but
Yeah,
I suspect they are.
We suspect, but we don't know.
Okay, then do you want to cut that, or do we just read it?
No, take it from he was originally.
He was originally going to reprise the role for Star Trek Online, but circumstances prevented him from doing that. Instead, he's personally chosen friend, veteran actor, and Star Trek Online superfan Sam Witwer to lend his voice to Tenavik. With Mitchell's coaching and Witwer's talents, it should be exciting to see what surprises Tenavik has in store for us.
That's really cool. Sam Witwer. He's Crashdown in Battlestar Galactica, right?
Crashdown.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Man.
he did a live stream with Ambassador Kale several months ago because he's a regular Stowe player, and so good on him. Good for him for filling in the spot.
He needs to take on much larger Star Trek roles because he's also big in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Yeah,
Darth Maul in one of the animated series, and he was the main character in the Force Unleashed video games.
Oh yeah, Dijon Cyanide says he does a good Palpatine too. Wow. Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Something dark side. um, so look, just last week we had a long conversation about mission and storytelling in Star Trek Online. And this is nice, right? We're getting at least 2 featured episode missions that will
I like how optimistic you are by saying at least.
move something along.
Aren't you a dork?
But if 2018, 19, and 2020 are any indication, it's going to be these 2 missions, a couple of patrols that we'll have to try to tide us over for several months until the next event, which I would, if I were a betting man, I'd say the next mission-driven content won't be released until August, maybe even October. I would put money on
Really?
that.
You think that far?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have. And again, it's not. I just don't have much faith in.
I thought they were
whoever is
doing
in
quarterly.
charge of allocating and distributing budgets and money to the various games that Cryptic is developing right now. I think that it's my guess is that it's all hands on Magic, or as many hands as possible on Magic, and everybody else is on Skeleton Crew, Neverwinter Champion, definitely Champions, and Star Trek Online. So I'm sure we'll see some quality of life things. For instance, Andre teased with us the possibility of breaking down the red versus blue barrier. So that the KDF and the Federation players can unite to play patrols and whatnot. That's what he hinted at. That would be fun. That would certainly help re-energize the community, I think, in Star Trek Online.
And that's one of those things that's like I'm sure it's a huge back end undertaking that will make some difference to the players, but I'm sure that the complexity and weirdness of the whole thing is going to be lost on us for the most part. If they're lucky, fingers crossed, it'll just the switch will flip and we won't notice a thing, and then we'll complain about no content, but they'll all be like wiping sweat off their foreheads, going "Thank God." So.
Yeah, I thought they were doing quarterly releases, like every, quarter, but maybe it wouldn't be till August. I mean, who knows?
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of summer event, but it's going to be, the same thing, right? Q will show up, or maybe not, or obviously it'll be on Risa. But even the 11th anniversary, right? We're still doing the Omega Particle thing, right? So nothing new has been introduced in terms of mechanic and celebrating the game. Unless they do something cool like rappelling down a cliff for the anniversary missions. But yeah, if I were a betting man, I'd say the next featured episode that we get won't be until the end of the summer.
All right. Did we talk about the countdown that was posted? No. Guess not.
No, I think it's for isn't it for the anniversary? The 20th January?
I thought it was. Well, I mean, they still haven't released any details about the recruitment event, which is what I was hoping that was. But yeah, there's a nice timeline on the landing page.
Like, that's the thing, right? Is that there's obviously going to be stuff to do, right? Andre teased it with us at the end of last year in our last episode of 2020. Mm-hmm. So there will be things to do. It's just going to be typical MMO grindy, do it 400 times kind of things.
Well, at least we have options. You don't have to do the same thing 400 times. You could do a combination of things 400 times.
Pure speculation here. If they are doing... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Pure speculation here. If they are doing some sort of, code change where the faction wall is coming down, I suspect that might be our second quarter release, the late spring thing, and there'll probably be a mission of some kind, a grand unification mission that will be a repeatable piece of content, not story content, but it'll have story implications. It won't be a narrative, right? But there'll be some sort of story implication for the great unification, whatever. But I'm willing to give him a huge pass, because I remember years ago we had this interview with Al, and he told us how fundamental that red-blue split was to everything, how the game was organized. So it'll be a huge back end problem for them to make that all go smoothly.
All right, let's move on.
Elsewhere in the gaming world, Star Trek Timelines passed its 5th anniversary with no signs of slowing down. Associate Product Manager. Oh, hold on. Associate Product Manager WRG Ben took to the Wicked Realms official forum on the 14th, saying they're, quote, proud of what we've built throughout the years and what the game means to so many of our players. With that in mind, we're looking forward to the years ahead, end quote. Looking to the future, WRG Ben also promised a big new feature in the game later this year. Timeline's longevity. That word is hard. I need a drink.
That'll help.
All right. Timeline's longevity is nothing to dismiss. Mobile gaming has been fickle and unrewarding to the Trek franchise before. Of the 9 games released for mobile platforms, only Timelines and Fleet Command remain in business. Trek Souls 2 launched in 2018 and shut its doors to new players only last August.
Man, oh man, I wish they come out with the Trexels for Lower Decks. I really do.
Man,
Oh.
I loved Trek Souls.
Lower Decks would be perfect for some kind of silly
Don't
mobile
say
adventure
that
game.
in public. Write up a proposal and send it to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't give away all your good ideas, man.
Man, that's too bad.
That's genius.
Man.
And the
all right,
Cerritos is such a
we're
terrible
skipping
chip.
everything in the purple for tonight. Tony, why don't you move on to the jetpack because in the other gaming news,
The jetpacks.
it's in the orange or red.
Yeah, I got it here.
Same.
I actually read it earlier, and I found it amusing, so I'm going to be amused by reading this. If you spent even a nanosecond browsing through your phone's app store, you probably noticed.
We need a better transition. In other gaming news, in another.
I got it. All right. And going even further afield into mobile gaming, if you spent even a nanosecond browsing through your phone's app store, you've probably noticed the popular, fast-paced, endless-running, side-scrolling mobile game Jetpack Joyride. In it, you play as Barry Steak Fries, a down-on-his-luck gramophone salesman who has snuck into a jetpack lab, stolen the machine gun jetpack, and now needs to escape. Now, you're asking yourself at this point, why does any of this matter to a Star Trek podcast? Well, because just like the Borg, the mega marketing machine at CBS assimilates everything in its path. Resistance is futile. Your technological distinction will be added to their own. From now until February 3rd, Jetpack Joyride is running a Star Trek event. By playing the event, you can earn Star Trek-themed items for the game, including, but not limited to, Starship jetpacks, uniform jumpsuits from Discovery, Voyager, Enterprise, and more. Character replacements like Michael Burnham, Janeway, Picard, and Kirk. And much more, even. And what free-to-play mobile game wouldn't be complete without a way to buy everything? You can also purchase the items from the event singly or in bundles from $2.99 US dollars. I'm going to say that again. You can also purchase the items from the event singly or in bundles from $2.99 to $29.99 US dollars. That still doesn't make... I'm going to just remove this USD part because that's just messing me up. This is America. We use American money here. America. You can also purchase the items from the event singly or in bundles from $2.99 to...
Blurred that shit together. You were
I'm
like,
not going to get... I really can't stop me this time.
money.
Give me the money. Okay.
Give me the cash.
Give me cash. Give me cash. Give me cash. Oh, that's a good movie too. Someone needs to reboot that one. Okay.
No, it's perfect.
Super cool. You can also purchase the items from the event singly or in bundles from $2.90 to $29.99.
99 cents.
$2.99.
Yeah, just say $2.99, man.
Okay.
Actually, $2.99 could be.
But what about trade fitting? What?
Kidding.
Purchase Jesus.
You can also purchase the items from the event singly or in bundles from $2.99 to $29.99. For more details on the event, check out the show notes.
And if that wasn't enough for your handheld device, Star Trek Fleet Command is also having an event, continuing its Prime Timeline content rollout with a TOS event. Okay. Continuing its Prime Timeline content rollout with a TOS event which started this month. Now, during this first part of the event, players can earn recruit tokens. During this first part of the event, players can earn recruit tokens for original. During the first part of the event, players can earn recruitment tokens for original series crew. Get your hands on an epic Kirk, epic Spock, and rare Uhura! Part 1 of the event runs from now until January 29th. A link to the Fleet Command website for the patch notes can be found in our show notes. Tony, Cat, sweep us out.
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now let's not look on screen.
Now let's
Dang.
open hailing frequency. Oh, no. Now,
I'm like, now let's. I don't know what the hell we're doing.
Through the looking glass, people.
Oh, yay! Dr. Hurt's gonna do an astrometrics report. Badass.
Woohoo!
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now we welcome Dr. Robert Hurt for this week's astrometrics report.
all right, that ended at 49:10, please. 49:10.
Oops.
By the way, the Jetpack Joyride, the video game, same developers that did Fruit Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that speaks highly, actually.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
They have that at the pinballs around the corner.
I used to work on that arcade way back
Wow,
when.
guys, look at the time.
Ah,
How
With the show.
efficient are we?
And we're done with the
Wow.
show. Look at
Wait,
that.
we're done?
What happens
Not-
when we don't?
not
No, we have to do
quite.
feedback
all right, guys,
accordingly.
have fun.
Okay, bye.
Hey, live stream. Hey, park it, live stream.
No,
You're
no,
not going
we're gonna end
anywhere.
it. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it. See you later, guys.
No,
All right.
no live stream. Not going anywhere.
Feedback and closing at 50 on the dot.
We will receive your questions in the chat. Ask away.
Wait, did somebody write down the 50?
No, what'd you say?
50 on the dot.
Oh. Fitty.
We're-
All right.
Probably past the
Feedback
dot.
in 3, 2. Well, Captain's hailing frequencies are now open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
Last week, our community question was nothing. We didn't ask any. However, our yeah, I can't even make this come out of my mouth. My brain just seized up. My jaw stopped
I didn't
working.
even see that.
My tongue hung. I didn't bite my tongue.
Way
I
to
almost-
go, Anthony.
I
That was
didn't bite my
clear.
tongue.
Anthony, we love you guys.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna choke it out. It'll be okay.
No,
I'm a
first of all,
professional. I'm a
no,
professional. I can
no,
do this.
all right.
It's the copy. I'll
He
read the
can't be
copy.
handsome and beautiful at the same time. He's got to pick one. He also
Well,
can't be. He's definitely not intelligent. I'm not giving him that one.
Ah,
Wow.
man.
What a dick.
Mic drop.
That's what he gets. That's what he gets for trying to inject that shit into my show.
Kind of worked. Gave us some comedy gold. Some for the blooper reel. He
Yeah.
gave us some for the blooper reel. All right, here we go. Last week, our community question was nothing. We didn't ask any. However, our amazing, beautiful, courageous... What? Who wrote this? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Our community manager, Anthony, wanted to know what you all thought of Discovery's Season 3 finale.
So we asked you. I did it again. So we asked you in a Twitter poll. Now that Discovery Season 3 has ended, where would you rate the finale among other Star Trek season finales? 22% of you said, put it on a Malon freighter. Pew pew.
I don't know
P.U.
Oh, pew.
what she said.
Like stinky.
Oh, I get it. Malon freighter. Yeah.
P.U. Yeah.
22% of you said, put it on a Malon freighter. Pew. 29% of you agreed with.
With that,
Oh,
it's-
He's breaking it up
okay.
rather than said. He put agree with. He's like, chopping it up.
29% of you agreed with one of the best all-time finales. And 49% of you said an average Trek finale. So thank you to everyone. Actually, I can't read this because I'm the one who wraps up everything. Tony, take that. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you to everyone who participated in the poll. Keep your eye on your social media channels for more in the future.
Well, that wraps up episode 492 of Priority 1.
No, it doesn't.
No, 3. Damn it.
3.
Well, that wraps up episode 493 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends.
And we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley, Peter Archibald, and Gerald Bosch.
Skip it. Next one.
Skip it. Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, Grace, Van. I knew I was going to mess that up.
Grace.
Grace. And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, Gray, Thomas, me, plus the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. With regular giveaways, there's something for all Star Trek Online players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times, and if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
This episode of Priority One is brought to you by our patrons through Patreon.com. Captains, during these difficult times, we are humbled by the continued support of our patrons who find value in the content that we, as a team, produce each and every week. Find out how you can be a supporter of this show and earn some pretty cool perks by visiting patreon.com/Priority One.
And don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Back to And Heroes Rise. You were like, and Heroes Rise.
And Heroes Rise. I'll say that. And the Heroes. Hey, oh my God. Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like a Christopher Walken on heroin.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Get a livin'.
Okay. I have to do this as Christopher Walken to get out of my system. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Before I had a baby.
Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps, and less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Okay, I'm done. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray. Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Daniel, Roscoe. I screwed it up.
You forgot Rand.
It's like there's a name before that.
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
Sorry, Rand Hurl.
I screwed. This is all totally off now for some reason, and I don't know why. My brain got used to saying it in a particular order, and now it's in a different order, and I'm short circuiting right now. Okay. Thanks to our audio editors, including Brandon, Daniel, Rand, William, Gray, Roscoe, Lennon, and Skiffy. Thanks to our producer, Jake, and associate producers, Shane and Thomas. Together, they help us organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our brilliant social media manager, Anthony. Thanks to our graphic artist. Thanks to our graphic artist, Henry, with support from Jason of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners, because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. 5740.
Shields up, ready to weapons.
Engage.
Holy shit, we recorded the show in an hour.
And
Wow.
That's
is that
efficiency.
like a new record?
No,
It'll probably
not
be
right
cut
now.
to 45
Short
minutes.
shows. I just was not expecting it to end at 10. I thought maybe 10:30, right? But do we really blow that much hot air when we do on screen?
Yes.
Yes.
On screen's routinely 20 or 30 minutes long.
Yeah. So, all right,
Well-
you know what? How about we 10 more minutes with the audience. What do you guys want us to do? What do you?
I said for them to put their questions in chat.
Yeah. If you guys got something. We'll talk about it. I'm sure we can gab for a bit.
Yeah, just at Priority One on the Twitch channel if you're on Twitch, and we'll go ahead and answer your questions.
It doesn't have to be any of that. I see all the Twitches. I see all the chats happening.
sees all
One-
Twitches.
All the switches.
one-
I'm trying to be the good live stream,
backseat.
Brandon.
Stop backseat the directing, Brandon.
Hey, yeah. Take about 20% off that live stream. Easy there, live stream.
All right, here we are, ready to take your questions.
Jason,
Incoming
yes, Jason, you
calls.
just came out. All right, so look, we're gonna do after hours at 11 p.m. Eastern. If you are a patron,
What? That's like an hour away.
That's
Well,
enough time to
told
watch
them
The Expanse.
I told them 11. I didn't think we were gonna be done so early.
Oh.
Everyone should watch The Expanse and then come back.
But here's what's going on: is that our after hours can be viewed by our patrons. So if you want to keep going and join us for the live stream recording of After Hours, it's $10 a month for 4 extra episodes of Priority One, where we discuss the latest headlines or we review an episode of Star Trek. Tonight we're doing the animated series BEM, Season 2, Episode 3 or 2. So Juan is asking in the chat if we're planning anything for the 500th. Yes,
are?
sort of. No, not really. So the plan is what I wanted to do was do something in Ticonderoga.
Wanted to do.
Right, I
But-
wanted to do something in Ticonderoga,
That'd have been fun.
and so
Yeah.
that it could try to do like an actual convention kind of thing where people can fly into Buffalo and then make their way, or Albany rather, and then make their way over to Ticonderoga.
I would do that.
But it's just the vaccines
Thanks,
aren't going to roll
Britain.
out that quick.
Thanks, Great
Yeah.
Britain, and your new strain of contagious
yes.
stuff. Way to go.
I do like Jamal Taylor's question, which is change one thing to improve discovery.
The writer's
We-
room.
Yes.
Make it
I
more
was going to
coherent.
say get rid of Alex Kurtzman.
I don't
No,
think
I don't
I don't
think that
think
was
he has
the problem.
anything to do with it. Yeah, I don't think he has anything to do with the show. I'm with
All
all of
right.
you.
Then my secondary answer to that is have it more of an ensemble.
Which would
it needs to be streamed. I started watching. So I read Neil Gaiman's American Gods,
Loved it. Or I
which
loved
I really loved. I really liked the book. And so Starz is doing their series adaptation, which was launched by Brian Fuller. Now, I personally liked the direction they took season 1 and season 2. I kind of liked that they were, if you read the book, they were following the path of the book, but they were taking a lot of liberty, right? So like Shadow Moon's girlfriend, there was a lot more story behind her. I forget her name.
Laura.
Laura, right? There was
wife, actually.
his wife. That's right. They did get married. They were really bringing that up. Anansi was super developed and portrayed beautifully by Orlando Jones.
I loved him. He was amazing.
No, and what ended up happening with that is he got let go and he made a big stink about it. I mean, he was really upset and he did not hold back when he was coming at the producers for letting him go. So now season 3 is launched and the 2 episodes have been released and now they're going back to kind of sticking with the novel. But I was reading an article about how interesting it is that American Gods has gone through so much of a behind the scenes shuffle and yet still manages to deliver great television. And it does. I mean, it's beautiful. The acting is great. The performances are great. The actor who plays Shadow Moon is fantastic. The guy who plays Odin is like amazing.
Oh man, Swearingen from
yeah,
Deadwood.
yeah.
From Deadwood. Yes, he's amazing.
So that's an example of a show that has had a rocky behind the scenes and has yet managed to not.
And
screw
what's
up.
the difference?
It's
They
not
have
CBS.
well, and there's that, but they had rocky management, but a strong piece of source material
Right.
that they all embraced and considered a guidepost and a blessing and a bequest from a respected author that everyone thinks that tells good stories, right? So, you know what? You can slip a little on the management if there is a clear, sort of body of work that everyone respects and understands and wants to be faithful to.
Right.
Contrast that with Discovery, where you had, chaos in the management suite and a body of work that everyone respects and understands and wants to hold tight to and considers a bequest and a
Wait,
benefit rather than a burden. Wait a minute,
so
I'm
hold on a
confused
second.
now.
So
You forgot about the blender.
All right.
Oh, the blender happened. That's right. So they didn't have that. They decided to throw it on the blender, and so they had neither strong management nor strong idea of what the story was they're going to tell. Thank you, Kat. I confused myself there by making a bad comparison.
Yeah, I think that if there's anything to be learned from the last 2 episodes of Discovery is that either they're not taking themselves seriously or they're not taking the audience seriously. I don't know. So yeah, if there
Writers'
was
room
one
change.
if there was the one thing I would change about the season, it would be the writing style. I think it would be to stick to a plot, introduce a plot device, and stick to it, i.e. the artificial intelligence. If the
What happened to that?
if the story was supposed to be about connectivity and being together and feeling that distance, then perhaps Burnham should not have met up with the Discovery by the 3rd episode, right? Maybe we should have kept them separate, or it should have been the story of Discovery jumping from world to world, trying to reunify the Federation. There's a lot that I would change. In Discovery.
Excellent.
But go watch American Gods. Oh, you know what else is actually decent is now I haven't read the book, and I think I want to now. The Stand.
Oh, the book is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Watch that.
The show I watched is not. I like the other. If I was gonna pick a miniseries, I did like the other one they did was a little truer to the book because they do leave out a lot of the government cover up, like in the beginning, like that first episode. There's like a whole lot that goes on before it even gets to like where the virus escapes. So I'm bummed they left that out because the book it goes way into like what the government did, which
I
is
got the audio.
not
so
really.
I might
Ooh,
try to
you
do
should?
the-
Yeah. Oh man, I love Stephen King, but I do love The Stand. I've read it a few times, and yeah, the new show is not capturing what I feel like the essence of The Stand was about. But
coming from somebody who didn't read the book, I feel like things are going linearly, right? There's a clear
oh
arc
yeah, I mean
of
definitely.
what's going to happen, right? And like where they're going. So, and there were 5 episodes that have been released for The Stand now on CBS All Access. So, yeah, I just think that we need better foresight in the writers' room.
And it has
watching
Whoopi
it.
Goldberg.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and
Whoopi
it has
Goldberg
Whoopi
is
Goldberg,
in The
yeah,
Stand.
she
Yeah.
plays
Love it.
Mother Abigail.
Mother Abigail.
All right, so we're gonna sign off now. We're gonna go ahead and sign off, and then we're gonna do after hours soon. So if you're a patron, go on patreon.com now because I had posted the link earlier today. If you're a $10 patron and up, then you can join us for after hours and be in the audience and watch the magic. Until next time, next week, captains, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you next Tuesday. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.